Just before my 8th birthday, my parents ended back in court, both seeking sole custody. Mom was tired of me being in military war zones and on tanks. She didn't trust my father to keep me safe. Dad just wanted me to be with him. He had a high-profile female lawyer, and along with damaging and untruthful personal testimony in which my mom was accused of being an unfit mother, my dad was ultimately awarded sole custody. A very rare custody outcome now, and even more back in the 60s. That December, I was living in Portland for the school year with my mother while attending 3rd grade and practicing the recorder in preparation for the school's Christmas concert. Mom arrived at the school and told me that we had to go. Back at my uncle's house where we lived at the time, we packed a few clothing items, one which was a girl's scarf for me to wear to look like a small girl. A few minutes later, Mom and I slid into one of the 4 cars sitting in my uncle's driveway. We laid down on the floorboard in the back of my cousin's boyfriend's car as we sped away. 3 other cars left the driveway at the same time, and each one taking a different road away from the house. The private detective, who had been waiting and watching us out front, had a decision to make. He had a 1 in 4 shot of following the right car. Fortunately, he guessed wrong. Not long after, we arrived at another house belonging to a friend of my uncle's, where we quickly switched cars and began the long drive to San Francisco. Mom and I again spent most of the drive on the bottom of the floorboard in the back seat. It's a blur now when I look back, but I remember driving through the night until we arrived early the next morning at the Greyhound bus station in Oakland, California. I was wearing the girl's scarf on my head, and I got to use the women's restroom, which was quite interesting. Between us, we had 2 suitcases and 2 one-way bus tickets to Phoenix, Arizona. On the bus the next day, Mom told me that we would have to change our names. No longer would I be David Michael Drew. I got to pick my name, and I picked Bill because that was my cousin's name, and that sounded as good as any. She picked the name Parks as a last name, thinking that a small 8-year-old boy would be an easy name for him to remember. We spent a short year in Arizona. We changed residences 4 times, 3 different elementary schools, and had a second name change because we had a school principal that was a little too interested in our personal history, and as we changed schools, she decided Parks would now become Sparks. After a year in Arizona, we turned west and we drove until we couldn't drive any farther, and we ended up in Crown Point, Pacific Beach, and my mom enrolled me in the 4th grade there. I wouldn't see or speak to my father again until the summer of 1976. During those 13 years, without consciously recognizing it, I think now as I look back, it's clear I was always looking for a father figure. For me, I found them at school and my teachers, mostly in my sports activities. They were my Little League coaches, my Pop Warner and high school football coach, my high school and college wrestling coaches, Mr. Sandin down the street.